And so around you gentlemen here are community members. And these are all community members that are here just as we are, to convey that we love our city and we love the people that are in it. And that includes you. But we're also here because we want to convey that the violence that our city has been experiencing, that it has to stop. So from the speakers here tonight, you may hear the word group or gang. You may also hear it from myself, and you might think, well, that doesn't pertain to me. And it may not. However, each of you are also a messenger. So everything that you hear here tonight, we want you to take that back. Take that back to your boys, take it back to the individuals that you hang out with, any of your associates. We want you to be able to share that message with them.
Even though we all have various responsibilities in our professional life, we all have one thing in common, and that is we're committed to stopping violence in this community. And it starts tonight, but we can't do it alone. Your families, in fact, the entire community, including your families, your children, all of your loved ones, and we need you here. We need you safe, we need you alive, and we need you out of prison in order to contribute successfully to the community and to help stop the violence in our community.
In order for young men like you and yourself to thrive and grow, violence, homicides, they really have to stop. The community is here to reinforce that message that it has to stop. And we know that in order to combat this, we have to do things differently. So from now on, we'll be holding the groups or gangs that are responsible for the violence, responsible collaboratively. What that means is that after today, when we leave here, any group member, anybody that commits a homicide, that entire group or gang will be held responsible for that homicide. Everyone in that group or gang will be held responsible, and we all will come after you, and everyone in the group for any crimes you may have committed or may have committed in the past. No one in law enforcement really wants to lock anybody up. I've been a policeman for almost 30 years. I really dislike locking people up and changing the direction of their lives in a negative way. Our message is real simple. We'll help you if you let us. We'll stop you if you make us.
So what I can say from my office is this. As the chief said, if you get involved with something and you had an opportunity not to get involved in terms of what we're doing here today to you, then there's no excuse for what we have to do to you, and we will do whatever we need to do. But who wants to do that? We want to help everybody in this room. Because by helping you, we're helping us. No doubt about it, we're helping the city of Gary. I grew up in the city of Gary. I love the city, as the mayor and others have said. It's a good city. But it's being harmed by just the negativity that's going on and what people are doing to our city. So let's just try to help make Gary a better community, make Lake County a better community. And most of all, why do we need to put our young black men in prison? We can do a lot better with that money. It costs us about $30,000, $34,000 a year to house one inmate in the Department of Corrections. And we don't want to do that. So my time is up, but I just want to be here to support this program. I want to be here to support each and every one of you. Because for the grace of God, I can be sitting there, believe me. For the grace of God. Thank you.
I want you guys to know, you guys sitting here, you might think this is crazy or silly or we're trying to just have a show of force. This is a show of caring. We care about this city. We care about you guys. We care about your families, and we don't want to see any of you get hurt. And we don't want to have to see any of you in our professional lives outside of this room. Like I said, none of us have to take any joy in having to prosecute any of these cases. These are our jobs, and when they're presented in front of us, that's what we have to do. And it's insane that some of these young men, a 17-year-old man I prosecuted when I was at state court, by the name of Donnell Wilson, is serving a 100-year sentence for killing 2 young boys back in 2015. 100 years, his life is over. At the age of 17, he will never breathe free air again. Take this message here today, please. Take it home, tell your friends. This stuff has to stop.
Community trauma impacts the health and well-being of us all. And I've been a nurse at Methodist Hospital North Lake for 22 years. I've worked in surgery, ER, and also a trauma nurse. And what we see is insane. You all have no idea what we are up against when you come to our doors. The summer months, we have at least one gunshot victim a day. A lot of the victims are brought right to our ER door with no ID, bleeding everywhere. We have to just grab them up and take them to the trauma bay. Police are in tow, protecting us. We don't know if retaliation, we don't know anything. We're just there to help the victim. A lot of times, when bullets hit the spine, you're paralyzed for life. Everybody don't die. You have to be transferred to Christ, our next trauma center. You're left with the burden on your family, on the community. You can't walk. You can't have a regular bowel movement. You're susceptible to infection. Years and years of care. The community that we serve, the population, is underinsured or not at all. It's a cost factor for everybody. And we're just asking if you can be an influence to anyone to just change just one life, one person, if it could go another way. If you could call someone and just say, I really don't want to do this. I think this is not, what should be happening. Anything, if you could just change your mind in just a blink of an eye.